welcome to another walking video with the Lakeland trail runner. Yeah, look at me doing 2 videos in the space of 1 week. Not bad, eh? I'm a right veritable YouTube influencing powerhouse at the moment. So yeah, today we're doing another walk. I've come round to Sadgill, which is one of my, I love it round here. It's it's the eastern part of the fells. It's quite quiet. It's a Saturday. I started quite late today, and so I decided to avoid the central lakes and come round to Sadgill. Sadgill's accessed up a single lane track or single lane road up the Longsleddale valley. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly when you get caught up, which I did with a tractor on the way up here, which you saw earlier. Yeah, it's a great spot. It's really quite quiet. The car park though today is a little bit full. Well, it's not a car park, it's space that you can park the car. And luckily I found a little spot. Yeah, it's a great spot. I love it. And behind me you can see Gatescarth Pass, which is part of the Lakeland's 100 and I keep saying the Lakeland 50 and 100. Let's just say the Lakeland, yeah. Yeah, it's part of the Lakelands. On the 50, I think so. Checkpoint 2 is Haweswater. Is it checkpoint 2? I think it might be. Yeah, and then from Haweswater you come over Gatescarth Pass, which is behind me there. So today's walk, we are heading up to Harrop Pike. I love Harrop Pike. I don't know, there's something about Harrop Pike. It's quite isolated, or it's not heavily walked, and it just seems so lonely out there on the kind of like the open moorland. I love it. There's something about it that really speaks to me. I love that pike. So we're going up there, and then from there we're going to one of the pillars, which the pillars are part of the old cable car system from the mining, or the slate mining, which the miners actually were housed in Mosedale Bothy, which is that way. And then from there we might go up to Brandstree, and then from Brandstree we'll drop down onto the track that goes over to Gatescarth Pass and come down the track, which is the same track you use obviously for the Lakeland. Yeah, that's the plan for today. I think it's around about 5 miles, 6 miles. I haven't got my Garmin on today. I kind of forgot it, but then I realised, yeah, I don't really want to use it. It's quite nice just walking / running without any kind of electronic device. So also I'm talking to you on my Sony camera today, and I got a big fluffy thing on the mic there, so I'm kind of hoping this audio comes out quite nice. And if it does, then yeah, it's not a bad little setup this. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to crack on with this walk, get up to Harrop Pike, and I'll speak to you when we get up there. I always wonder how good the audio is going to come out on a day like today. It's actually quite windy today, and as you can see I've got my wireless mic on with the little furry bit, but the wind is literally blowing in my face, so I do wonder if the audio comes out all right, but I guess we'll find, well, I guess I'll find out in the edit. So I just wanted to say that this is probably one of my most favourite running routes. It feels a little odd to actually be walking it, but I do love this part of the lakes for running as well, because it really is like, feels like fell running. I mean, there is a track which you can just about make out, but of course there's someone coming. I always get a little bit jealous when I see people running past me. I think, oh, I want to be doing that. Yeah, and it's great. When the Crag's down, it really is a challenge to navigate around up here, but of course if you got used to the trails, you kind of know what you're looking for. Up there, you might not be able to make it out too well. The pillar or a pillar is up there, and yeah, I think the cable car would have gone down into the valley, but that's a long wire back in the day for that pillar to support. But yeah, that's where we're going on our little second checkpoint. The first checkpoint is Harrop Pike, which is up behind that summit there. yeah, we can't see it from down here. But yeah, so yeah, just thought I'd say that. One of my favourite running routes. If you are looking for like an area that's challenging, which doesn't often get visited. I mean, I say that, but there's someone running down here towards me now, actually. So yeah, yeah, come over to this part of the lakes. It's great. Oh, there's a good example. I'm too busy waffling, and I just walked off the trail. So here we go. Anyway, let's get up to Harrop Pike. Yeah, it does amuse me, the continuity issues you have when you're trying to film yourself and you're the only one. Like, yeah, like just then. 1 minute the tripod is on my rucksack as I'm walking, and the next minute it's not. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so yeah, who am I you know, you're not fooling anyone, are you? Of course, you know, there's some second level Inception shenanigans going on here, fourth wall breaking, etc. Yeah, so and of course then that shot that I just set up, I just spent the last 20 minutes thinking about how I'm actually going to do it. So yeah, anywho, enough of that. I really hope you can hear me well, because it's really windy today and the wind is proper in my face at the moment. So anyway, Harrop Pike is up there. Yeah, so it's not too far away, and it's nice and boggy. As you've noticed, no doubt, I'm walking in running or trail shoes, as I always do. That's mainly because I got so used now to running around up here in trainers. Wearing boots just feels really uncomfortable for me. And of course, I appreciate in boots you're not going to get wet feet, but you invariably do. During the summer, it's not such an issue if you're just walking around with wet feet. It is a little unpleasant, and you'd rather not have them, but you just get used to it. During the winter, I do actually wear boots, but pretty light trail boots. Yeah, just because I like the flexibility of like trainers, basically. So yeah. Anyway, there's Harrop Pike. Let's just get up there, and I'll probably waffle on at you a little bit more. So this is Harrop Pike. I'm quite intrigued to see how this mic's working in this wind, because it's really windy, as I was saying, and I got a big furry thing on top of the camera. So it'd be quite interesting to see how well that's working out for us. So, but yeah, as you can see, it's proper overcast at the moment. Behind me is Brand's Tree. So not entirely sure we're going to go over there. Just over that way there is Pillar, or the Pillar, as you can see there. So that's our next checkpoint, or next stop, basically. So but yeah, yeah, like I said just now, I quite enjoy the walking malarkey. So it's a lot slower, it's a lot more chill, and it is literally quite chilly at the moment, hence the windproof that I just popped on. But yeah, so I think I'm going to like I mentioned in my last video, you know, what's coming up, what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, I think I'll do some more walking videos, if I'm totally honest. I really quite enjoy them, and I know, like I just said, that I know some of you, or quite a few of you who watch my channel, are actually more into walking than you are into running. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do going forward. We'll do a few more walking videos. So right, next stop is Pillar. So yeah, let's head on over there. Yeah, it's coming up to 5 o'clock now. I started quite late, of course, like I mentioned earlier. I was having a bit of a lie-in this morning, so I didn't leave the house until around about 20 past 1. Got to Sadgill just before 2. At least I think I did. So yeah, so what I think I'll do is we'll just get up here and then we'll probably head back. Probably not gonna bother with Brands Tree. Not gonna bother with Brands Tree today. We're just gonna drop straight down to Gatescarth Pass. But yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Let's just get up here. What a day, you know. It's so sunny. However, the wind, ugh. Don't know about you, but wind. Would I prefer, if I had a choice between rain or wind, I don't know, to be honest with you. Cameras and rain do not mix well, so I think I'd prefer the wind. But good job I got my mic on me, so yeah, anyway, there you go. That's Pillar in all its glory. Yeah, so what we're going to do is head that way. You can probably just make out that's Brands Tree, that summit there. Yeah, we're just going to drop off, and down in the valley, just down there, which you can't see, it's just obscured a tiny bit, is Gatescarth Pass. We're going to head down to that. Yeah, incidentally, the old knee's doing quite well actually. But then again, I haven't started going downhill yet, so that should be quite interesting. Cool. Yeah, let's get down there. So I just thought I would point out as we're walking off Pillar, back there, you can see all the way down there in the valley is the Mosedale Bothy, or what's it called? The Mosedale Cottage Bothy, I believe. It's featured on a couple of my videos actually, but I thought I'd just point it out, seeing that the sun's out and you can really see it quite nicely. The passage of time for you is a lot quicker than it is for me. that section there, I'll just be faffing around, setting up the camera for that shot that you've just seen. Yeah, it's taking forever. But yeah, like I said in my last video, I kind of forget. I kind of fail to appreciate time when I'm walking compared to running. Yeah, however, on the running front, my knee's bearing up quite nicely. Touch wood, he says. Yeah. But yeah, even though that is the case, I'm I'm going to give it some proper. Yeah, I have a recurring patella tendonitis. It's because I don't give it a proper chance to fully recover. What's really annoying is my left knee is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, and so it's only in the right. I'm like, oh, why can't you be as good as the left knee? So I need to give it some chance to do that. So yeah, even though I'm not experiencing any pain coming down here, yeah. Anywho, I'm rambling now. The other downside for you, of course, the fact that I'm walking, it gives me plenty of time to rabbit on and talk absolute nonsense. So for those of you who are still watching, yeah, I appreciate that. Kudos to you for sticking around. So yeah, more of this to come, by the way. Random wafflings of John Miles as he just walks around the Lake District with a dodgy knee. Yeah, it's quite nice there that you can see the fence line that you follow to take you all the way up to Brandstree. Yeah, like I said earlier, I love this part of the lakes for running. It's just nice runnable downhill stretches. It's boggy. There's a few bits of technical stuff. If you want to get involved in technical stuff up there, head up to Harrop Fell. Yeah, and Kentmere Pike is off to the left there, just beneath the sun. Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about the Lake District, or this type of running in the UK. I mean, the lakes, you know, compared to the Alps and all that sort of stuff, yeah, they're just humble little hills. Would you call them mountains? Well, I guess it depends on what your definition is. However, the type of running is very different. You know, in the Alps, it's generally all hard-packed trails because, one, you can't really choose your own line as such because you'll end up going off the side of a cliff and killing yourself. And two, the trails are kind of marked. You know, you can't just go around making up your own thing. I think the same principle applies to camping as well. They're not too keen on wild camping in the Alps. They'd prefer you use designated campsites and all that sort of stuff. Whereas in the Lake District, wild camping. What's the definition of wild camping? I think it was you've got to be outside the highest fell barrier or fell wall, and then you can wild camp. If you're camping down lower in the valleys, it's called fly camping. You're not allowed to. You're not meant to anyway. Wild camping is more acceptable, but it's got to be above the highest fell wall, or so I've read somewhere, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Anyway, more ramblings. Let's get on with this walk. Let's get back to the car. Yeah. So here we are, coming up to, I don't know if this gate's got a name. This is the first gate on Gatescarth Pass as you're heading up from Sadgill. Those of you who have done the Lakeland 50 might recognise that gate and the little bridge just before it. Yeah, we'll just get up there and I'll just waffle on at you for a tiny bit and then we'll crack on down to the car. Yeah, so again, I'm quite intrigued to see what this. Oh, hang on. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you, mate. Oh, I got that little bit of goodwill on camera there, so. Yeah, it's quite. I'm just quite intrigued to see how well the microphone on this works today because it's been quite windy, hasn't it? So, yeah, So this is the gate, one of the first gates on Gatescarth Pass as you're heading up from Sadgill, like I mentioned just now. The main track goes up that way, but obviously on the Lakeland 50 you're coming this way and you're going down there. Yeah, it's a good track. I'm kind of hoping, well, I'm going to train basically to run this whole route. Yeah, as in race it. Now I want to be able to be running down this track as opposed to hobbling. So that's the plan. Yeah, but those are other videos I might do, actually, come to think of it. My ultra training plan would be quite interesting to see how that goes, basically. So for those of you interested, yeah, maybe I'll do that as well. Anywho, it's really windy, so I'm really hoping you can hear me. To be honest with you, I'm probably going to re-record something as I'm going down the track, just in case this turns out to be rubbish. But I hope you enjoyed that today. I'm going to wrap it up just to go over what we did do, which I probably should have done at the beginning, but show you here on the map. We've parked up in Sadgill. We walked up to Harrop Pike. Then we went over to Pillar, or a pillar. And then we've just dropped down into the valley, and the spot that we're at now is the first gate coming up Gatescarth, which you can see there. And now we're going to head back to the car. Now I don't know what distance that is. I'm going to say it's around about 5 miles, maybe 6. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it's a good little route. Come up here, check it out if you want. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up now, head back to the car. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, until the next video. So yeah, as you can see, the track is quite gnarly and a little awkward on the ankles. I mean, if you're moving down here at speed, of course, it's not a problem. I mean, I'm walking down it, so it's a lot more pronounced. But when you're bombing it down at speed and you're zoned in, yeah, you don't even notice all this, all the nonsense of it, so to speak. But you've just got to be fit enough to be able to bomb down here, which I intend to be, hopefully, having trained. Well, that's the plan anyway. But yeah, I mean, that's everyone's plan, isn't it? To be well, having gone through a really good training schedule and feeling confident and strong for the actual race. You know, as to whether you turn up on the start line feeling that way, well, that's another question, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said earlier, a couple of minutes ago for you, but like an hour or so ago for me, I'm enjoying these little walking videos. Obviously I'm rambling on, talking absolute nonsense. God knows what that's going to come out in the edit, but a lot of talking, of course, and yeah, I hope those of you that are walkers rather than runners are getting something from these videos. I'll do more. That's what I'm going to do. I'll do more walking videos because, yeah, just because it's nice, isn't it? So why wouldn't you? Yeah. All right then, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, until the next video. Cheers.